Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So you have already seen the title of this video. Yeah, today we are gonna learn how to fly a drone. Not in a real life, yeah, but we will learn to fly the drone in a simulator. So today's video's motto is to learn how to fly the drone in one of the simulators which I personally use as a beginner and as an intermediate pilot. Yeah, I'm not a professional, but and also want to help you guys to grow and to get into this hobby by spending less amount of money. I'll be mostly concentrating on keeping the price as minimum as possible. Moving forward, what we need is we need an radio controller. This radio controller can be any one of these. You can get it online. I personally recommend this Turnigy Evolution Pro. This is very value for money because it comes around 50 to 60 pounds, or if you are in India it will cost around 6 to 7,000 rupees. And why I am recommending this is because you have a touch display, and this is pretty much like a game pad or game controller, as you are very much known about, or you have already used like PlayStation 4 controller, PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers. So this is very easy to use. You will get used to it very quickly. So moving forward, what we will need is first a radio controller, which we already have here. Then we need an flight simulator. Okay, this flight simulator will be Liftoff. Yeah, the Liftoff is a FPV drone flight simulator which is available on Steam for around 15 to 20 pounds, or I guess in India, I'm not sure, it will be somewhere around 1500 to 2000, similar price range. So if you are gonna get this simulator, it will be very beneficial for you because you can always try flying this drone on a daily basis. Like if you plan to fly your drone on a later stage and it is raining outside and you're like, ah, today I can't fly, what should I do? You can always plug this in, like you can always use a simulator to practice, or you can learn new tricks in the simulator, then you can try to replicate those tricks and style of your flying in a real world. On a later stage we will obviously be building a 3-inch drone, not in this video, but you have to wait for that video. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will get the notification whenever that video is coming in onto the channel. So let's get started by, I guess we should set up the radio first, because there are a few complications you may uh, get on a later stage. If you already have a drone and you are trying to use your radio with your PC for a simulator, and you don't know what might happen if something goes wrong. So we have to take safety precautions as always to keep yourself safe and others safe. First of all, turn on your radio controller, and as you can see I have my mode. So when you have your radio controller, there will be different models uploaded, or you might have registered different models. So what you need to do, if you have similar or the same kind of radio controller, what you need to do is go into the settings and go to select models and go to a new model, model 104, or it might be any of the model. So I'll go to 105, and yes, sure. And I would recommend you to do a renaming for your model. So once you scroll down, you will find model name option. Click on that and try to erase, and I would recommend to like put a name like a trainer or simulator or sim. I'll put a sim, that will be better. Okay, SIMMMMM. Okay, sorry. sim. So this mode is always gonna be set for simulator. Whenever I'm gonna use my simulator, when I'm gonna use my radio controller connected to the PC, I'm gonna use this option. So even if I'm using a drone, I'll be knowing, okay, this model is already registered or already kept aside for connecting to the simulator, so I don't have to connect or bind my drones to this model. In some of the radio controllers, there will be an option of turning off the radio link. So there is an internal chip which allows you to connect to the your drones via radio frequency. So when you connect your micro USB or USB Type C to your to this controller to the other end to your computer, then the controller will automatically detect that it has been connected to a PC, and it will ask you if you would like to turn off the radio. I'll show you how it shows. So once you have done this, that's pretty much it. Go back. Now what you need to do is connect your micro USB cable, because this controller supports a micro USB, not a C type. So I'll connect a micro USB cable over here. As you can see over here, it already has given me an option once I connected my micro USB, that it is asking me that if I want to disable the radio frequency or my radio output from this radio controller to any drone or anything it has been connected to. Even though if you are not connected to a drone using the new model, you still need to turn off the radio frequency chip inside it. It will actually save a lot of energy from the battery. It will also save the battery lifetime and everything. Now I'll connect it to yes. Okay, now as for now, this is pretty much it, and you don't have to do anything as for the time being. Let's move to see how we have to configure the simulator. So what you need to do is you have to go onto the Steam and search for Liftoff. The first you need to get the first one. The first one is for like 3-inch to 5-inch, 6-inch drones, and this one has pretty much everything you will require to learn to fly the drone. You can always you have many features in this one, like you can enter into a competition, you can play with multiplayers like your friends or anyone you have met online through the community servers and everything. So once you have installed it, let's launch. This is the first thing you will see once you have launched your simulator for the first time. So what you need to do is you can choose any of the language you prefer. I'll prefer English. Then we'll click on next. Now what do we need to do is we need to connect our controller and we need to calibrate it. So to connect a controller, we have already connected to the PC. Click on view controller and you will see your controller name over here. It's Evolution Pro. That's correct, that's the one I have and I'm using at the moment. So what you need to do is select Evolution Pro. It will again, just to make sure you have done this. As you can see, these are the two joysticks on a controller which will be responsible for controlling your drone. As you can see on the left side, I'm putting my joystick on the left hand joystick, pushing it towards the upper or forward side, it is going up, and once I'm pulling it towards my backward side, it is going down and the motor is stopping. And if I push the joystick forward, the drone is gonna be tilting forward. If I do vice versa is gonna be doing the same action backward. Now what you need to do is, okay, you have seen it is going right and left and rotating on the same axis. What you need to do is now click on start calibration, and you have to do the same thing it is asking you to do, which is just move all the joysticks and keep it back to center. Now push the throttle up and down so it will register the throttle, which one is the throttle joystick. Now it will ask for you to push the pitch, which is moving forward and backward. Now once that is done, it will ask you to push your roll axis. At this stage it will be little bit complicated to understand pitch, roll, yaw, throttle. Now it is asking us to do the yaw axis. So at this point it is little bit difficult to understand as a beginner, but just think as this is going forward, backward, right, left and rotating, and this is basically giving you a speed or maintaining a flight in the air. You will notice one thing: push your yaw joystick or the rotation joystick towards the left. Okay, but in the simulator it has been registered it is going to the right. So this might happen with you as well or might not. So how to get it correct? You have to click on fine tune, and you have to, this is the yaw, right? Left it is going right and right it is going left. So just click on invert. Once you have clicked on invert, then try it again. Left is going now on the left side, right is going on now on the right side, and you have completed your tuning and calibration and everything with your actual controller. So now click on save, okay, hide, and once you have done this part, click on next. Now we have to bind few of the buttons which will be very helpful for us to arm the drone, to do a flip once it is crashed, or you can do anything, and to reset to get to the original position from where the drone has been taken off. So let's see view actions. For now what I want is to set the arm. You can use any of the buttons of your controller. Just click like toggle any of the button. I have toggled one of the button towards my left hand side, and now press confirm. This button is registered to arm the drone, and I'll tell you what is arming and disarming after a little time. Now you actually don't need a disarm, but if you have multiple switches onto your controller, unfortunately I have, with this controller you don't receive that many switches you can configure, but it's fine. I need a reset button which I'll set, and we are done over here. We don't need to do anything more. Click on hide, then next, and you can always select a new pilot or advanced pilot. I'll prefer you guys to select as a new pilot. Apply. You can always change those settings later. Click on next, and if you have a Liftoff Pro account, you can always go create, or you can log into it, and I have, but at the moment I don't want to log in. So let's click on next, is done. Go on to the tools. You have to go on to the track bench. Oh, sorry. You have to go on to the workbench. Click on drone editor. Once you get into drone editor, you might not have these many similar like drones in your flight. Sorry, you won't have any of the drones in your configuration, so there are blueprints available. You can choose any of the blueprints you want. I would just scroll and see. Okay, this is, I always like to use this one or this one, so it's up to you which one you like. I'll select this drone. Okay, and what you need to do is, before, so this is the option where there will be the drone name, description. Here you will get your maximum RPM and everything. As a beginner, you don't need any of this information, but you can always know where you can find those information if you are actually looking to see and find out. And over here there is an edit flight control settings. These are the settings which we will go on a later stage as a beginner to understand. So let's go back, and here's a test flight option where you can always go and test your configuration of your components. Here you can find all the frames you can use. Same thing, will get your detailed information of the frames on your right hand side. Here you have batteries. These are so many batteries. Just say let's take this battery rather than that one. Okay, fine. You made one change. Now this is the motor. You are like, I don't like this motor, let's just go with this motor. Okay, let's move forward. Propellers, there's so many propellers. Let's just say I want to take this more propeller. I'm here with this propeller now. Let's move forward. Camera, additional camera to record, and video transmitter antenna. Now you are saying, okay, fine, now what to do? I'm done with my configuration. Click on save, as you will get a pop-up that saying, and you are attempting to modify a blueprint. It will be better to clone it and save it separately. So you will click on yes, and okay. So this is the D-quad edition. Let's go back. Let's go in your free flight option and click on play. You can choose any of this option. I would recommend you to choose the strawberry playground. Click. You don't need any tracks right now. Just click on track, and you got your first drone over here, which you can see the name over here. This is the name you configured, right? So let's move forward by selecting this drone. On the left hand side you can see it is showing the drone is disarmed. Please arm the drone. To arm, use the button or switch to arm. In the middle you can find there are two blocks where you can find the position of your actual joystick at the moment. As you can see, I am pushing my throttle and that dot is going up and down. That circle is going up and down. If I'm using yaw, it is giving me the same response as I'm doing it on the controller. So if you are not able to see this kind of response, make sure you go back and check your configuration and the calibration with your controller. Now, what is arming and disarming? Arming is basically giving the drone the command from the radio controller that I'm ready to take off. Can you please start the motors? The drone will be responding with you, okay, now the motors are turned on, you can fly. So let's go forward by arming. As you can see, once I toggle the button, the motor starts spinning. So what you need to do, first of all, don't do anything, just play with the throttle button. Take the throttle halfway through in the middle. As you can see, the drone is going up. Reduce the throttle little bit and see what happens to the drone. It is going down, and it is now jumping. So what you need to do is you have to try and hover the drone on an altitude. Just see how I'm doing, you'll get an idea. So go up. So you just need to make sure that you are moving the throttle up and down, not very rapidly. Just making a minute change in the throttle will give you a very good result. As you can see, I was able to be in the air for a little bit longer. When you see the drone is going up, then reduce the throttle a little bit. When you see the drone is going down, increase the throttle again little bit. Do this and keep practicing till you can hover it. I'm doing a very minute change and it is able to stay in the air with very less disturbance in the height. Once you have kinda mastered this technique of hovering, what you can do is take the right hand side joystick, the pitch, you have to move the drone forward little bit. Okay, so once you move the drone forward, it will stay forward, it won't come back. So what you need to do is you have to take the pitch back. If you do it a lot, it will go down and crash. It will restart again, or you can restart by yourself. Let's arm it again. Hover. Once you are comfortable hovering it, take the pitch, move forward. It is gonna go move forward. Try this like many times till the time you get comfortable. I'll try to keep a lower altitude. For turning, you have to use your yaw as well as your roll together. It's better to see for yourself rather than listening to me and trying it by yourself. But I'm telling you right now that for turning left or right, if I want to turn my drone on the left, I have to take my yaw on my left and my roll on towards the left side. Let's see how it reacts. Hover, move forward, and let's move left. So as you can see, you can go higher. Let's try again. See? Okay, moving forward, doing this. You can get left, now right, left, right. Okay, you might have crashed in this point a lots of time. It's fine, you will get a hang of it. So you have to just practice these things at the beginning, because if you don't get a hang of it, you won't be able to fly like in the real life as well. Okay, now let's move left, moving left. Let's move right, moving right. As I shown you before, now my height was reducing. I'll increase the throttle. It went higher. I reduced the throttle. It's the whole game is based on the throttle. If you want to increase your height, increase the throttle. Decrease for reducing the height. If you want to keep it constant, you have to increase and decrease, like do very small changes, and you can hover and fly. Let's just try doing the turning, add more throttle doing the turnings. Okay, right side, left side. Okay, practice this. I'm just showing you guys because I'm not gonna practice. I'm just showing you how you should start practicing. Okay, now you can do the same thing, turning like this. What I did, I moved my throttle forward, yaw on the right, pitch back side, and roll on the right. You can see you can do the same thing with the left side, or vice versa. It will go, you will figure out how the drone is moving. Just take the drone in a pretty much good height, try to move. Even if you are doing like this, it doesn't matter. You should know how you can readjust yourself. Just make sure you know which joystick is responsible for which action. For example, right, left, moving forward, moving backward, rotating, rolling. Suppose you have completed all of your understanding and beginning as a beginner. Now what you want to do, you should fly and try tricks, just like I'll show you now. You can try doing power loops or like this. Don't worry if you crash, try doing flips, go on a high level, back flip, roll flip, then there's so many tricks you can try. You can try going in the corners, you can try different things. Whoop. Whoop. See, I crashed. I basically smashed the drone into that warehouse, and I still didn't lose the control of my drone. That's what you need to learn, and you will only learn once you have practiced flying the drone in the simulator for a good amount of time. Alright. you can see onto my joysticks positioning onto my screen overlay. You will know what I'm doing to do the tricks and everything, and you can try the same thing within your simulation practice and everything. Now let's get into flight controller settings. Let's put escape over here. You will find flight controller settings. Like, these are the settings you might need to understand on a later stage about how to tune your drone. As for the flight simulator, you don't need to do anything over here apart from these values. So you can eliminate this value. You just need to make sure that try to fly onto the default settings, onto the, like, just take beta flight and click on save back and try to fly and see how your joystick is behaving. If you feel like when you push forward, like if you pitch your drone forward, it is going too much forward, like tilting too much for a little amount of movement, then you need to set this on a lower value. For example, I'll put it on 1 and 1 and suppose 1 and save. So the basic understanding is, the lower the value, the more precise control you will have in your hands. The higher the value will be, more responsive your drone will be. Just understand this much, that if you are going for a higher value over here on the max velocity, you will have a very rapid change into your drone behavior when you are moving forward, backwards, right, making a turn on a very small movement of your joystick. And if you are lowering the value, you will have more resolution of your movements while you are flying. So the FPV pilots who are into drone racing, they usually tend to keep those values as low as possible. And for the people who are like freestyle, or who are recording the videos like crazy tricks and everything, they require higher values. But I haven't seen anyone who is going more than 1000 at a time. So I would recommend staying between 600 to 800. That is an ideal sweet spot. Personally, I keep my settings onto 750 and 800. This will be 750, 750 and 800. And you don't have to worry about the PID tuning. We will be learning how to do it by doing research and understanding what is PI and D. Onto a that will be a very different video to understand. So you don't have to worry about anything else at all. So at the moment we are good to go. Save. If you are happy with your settings over here, click on save back and you go back to your drone flying sessions. For now, let's go back and into the multiplayer. You can join the lobbies, different lobbies. You will find people who are already flying. You can join them, you can talk to them, or you can create your own party over here, and you can invite your friends to join and fly with them. Last but not least, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon next to it so you get the notification when my next video is gonna be up on the channel. And till that time, see you later. Bye.